When Eduardo Montalvo returned home after a court hearing, he found his front door locked and his garden destroyed. The HOA president had taken unauthorized action, claiming he violated community rules. But Eduardo wasn't just any homeowner. He built this house from the ground up, with hidden security watching every move. What started as a petty dispute quickly unraveled into a battle exposing corruption, privacy invasion, and a neighborhood's fight for justice. Eduardo Montalvo never expected his quiet life in Vista de Cielo to unravel like this. A criminal defense attorney specializing in digital evidence and encryption disputes, he had spent years building a career grounded in precision, logic, and trust. When he moved into the exclusive Santa Fe neighborhood just 3 months ago, he saw it as a fresh start, a sanctuary where he could focus on his work and find some peace. But what awaited him was a nightmare that would challenge everything he believed about community, justice, and power. It began subtly. Weeks before the incident, he noticed the HOA president, Celeste Davenport, taking an unusual interest in his property. Celeste was well known in Vista de Cielo, a social media influencer whose rigid ideas about community aesthetics governed the neighborhood like law. Her public persona was polished, charming even. But behind the scenes, Eduardo suspected something darker. The first spark of conflict came with his delivery box. Designed to comply with every HOA regulation, it was a smart, secure installation, one that fit perfectly within the guidelines. Yet Celeste saw it differently. She launched a campaign against him, accusing him of violations, fining him $500 a day, and demanding retroactive paperwork for an application he never submitted. Eduardo responded calmly, presenting meticulous documentation proving his compliance. But the friction only escalated. Then came the day he returned from a 2-day court hearing in Albuquerque to find his world upended. The front door lock had been changed without his consent. His carefully cultivated drought-resistant garden, designed to preserve local flora and conserve water, was uprooted. His custom bronze mailbox, a personal statement of craftsmanship, was gone. Instead, an unsettling concrete gnome holding a "Bless This Mess" sign stared mockingly from the porch. For a moment, Eduardo thought he had made a mistake. Had he accidentally gone to the wrong house? The truth was far worse. The HOA, led by Celeste, had taken unauthorized remediation actions in his absence. They claimed his property violated the community's harmony, but Celeste had no idea who Eduardo really was, or what lay beneath the surface of his home. Because Eduardo had built this house himself, every beam, every tile had passed his exacting scrutiny to comply with local architectural codes. And hidden in plain sight, woven seamlessly into the porch lamps, the birdhouse, and even the fountain rocks, was a sophisticated, AI-powered security system, his silent witness. As he investigated, Eduardo found something that shocked him more than the vandalism. Celeste had filmed herself mocking his technology, declaring on her social media channel that she intended to purge these techie freaks from Vista de Cielo. The post was an HOA victory reel to her thousands of followers, a twisted trophy of her power. But it wasn't just personal. Eduardo uncovered a web of corruption within the HOA. Celeste had manipulated bylaws for personal gain, redirecting community funds to landscaping projects near her friends' homes. She had close ties to a local contractor, funneling business under the guise of HOA work. Even worse, she had secretly photographed Eduardo's home office, an egregious violation of attorney-client privilege and privacy laws. When Eduardo confronted Celeste during a heated community meeting, she struck back hard. Accusing him of running a commercial operation in a residential zone, she pushed for his expulsion from Vista de Cielo. The room was divided. Some neighbors looked uneasy, but few dared to speak up. But Eduardo had allies. He reached out to Valeria Jimenez, A county official who verified his claims Celeste's landscaping projects violated environmental conservation laws by replacing native plants with water-thirsty ornamentals during a severe drought. The evidence began stacking against Celeste like a dam ready to burst. The final HOA meeting was packed, standing room only. Eduardo presented his case methodically. Hidden camera footage revealed Celeste's sabotage and intimidation tactics. County compliance reports confirmed illegal environmental violations. Financial documents exposed her misuse of community funds. And audio recordings caught her pressuring board members into silence. Under the weight of overwhelming evidence, Celeste's mask slipped. In a furious outburst, she inadvertently admitted to filming Eduardo's windows for proof, an admission that sealed her fate. Board members who once supported her turned their backs, even Samir Torres, a quiet restaurant owner and HOA treasurer, confessed she had falsified minutes and pushed decisions without quorum. The HOA voted unanimously to remove Celeste from her post and commission a full audit. The county opened an ethics investigation. Celeste's carefully crafted influencer career crumbled overnight, and attempts to rebrand as a whistleblower were met with scorn. For Eduardo, the victory was bittersweet. His home, once a symbol of personal achievement, had become a battleground. But it was also a beacon of resilience. He spearheaded efforts to rewrite the HOA bylaws, establishing clear transparency rules, rotating leadership, and neutral appeal panels. His legal workshops educated neighbors on property rights, digital security, and community activism. Vista de Cielo transformed. Where once fear and silence reigned, now collaboration and vigilance flourished. New residents arrived with hope, inspired by a neighborhood reborn from adversity. Sitting on his restored porch one sunny afternoon, Eduardo smiled and shared a piece of advice with a newcomer. Justice isn't loud, it's patient, silent, and recorded in 4K from 3 different angles. The words lingered in the air, a reminder that true power lies in knowledge, courage, and community standing together against corruption. This was more than a story about a lock change or a vandalized garden. It was a tale of trust betrayed, battles fought with law and heart, and a community reclaiming its soul. And it was just the beginning.